So after the men's singles semi-final, attention once again to doubles, and this time women's doubles. And we welcome back onto court Zhao Yunlei, who was taking part in the first of our semi-finals this afternoon, the mixed doubles. She and Zhang Nan went down. The two-time former champions, the home favourites of York and Fischer-Nielsen and Christina Pedersen. And for Zhao Yunlei, more Danes in the women's doubles because it's Lena Damkjaer Kruse and Maria Roepke. So the number 2 seeds, Tian Qing and Zhao Yunlei. Seeded combination from Denmark, Lena Damkjaer Kruse and Maria Roepke. This Chinese pair won the gold medal at the Asian Games at the end of last year, and also won the first of this year's Super Series events, Malaysian. Silver medalists, of course, at the World Championships as well. So the surprise Danish semi-finalists, Lena Damkjaer Kruse and Marie Roepke, up against the number Tian Qing and Zhao Yunlei. Roepke, 24 years of age, born in Copenhagen. A year younger, the age of 23. She was born in Aarhus. And their win-loss record for the year, 24-10. And you can see that only played, I think it was in the team competition in 2010. Only formed their partnership in individual competition earlier this year. 11 individual tournaments they've played. And my goodness, haven't they had a battle to get through to today's semi-final. 2 Korean pairs in the first 2 rounds, and then in the quarter-final against and Takahashi of Japan. That was an hour in duration, as indeed was that second round match against Jung and Kim. No seeded opponents. The Danes haven't had to play against another seeded pair, but they've been on court for 2 hours 38 minutes. And as far as the Chinese combination is concerned, they too have not had to play against seeded. Been on court for 1 hour and 29 minutes. And look at that. 36-6 of 2. And they've only played 10 tournaments. They've looked impressive here in Denmark. Second round match against Vita Marissa and Nadia Malati. That was just 31 minutes. That was the longest match they've had so far. And then in the quarterfinal against Lotte Jonathans and Pauline van Dormalen of the Netherlands. So just 1 hour and 29 minutes on court. So the Danes, over their 3 matches, on court for over 1 hour longer. Cornelia Schroeder of Germany, the umpire. Jane Hancock, the service judge. So the Danes 3 finals they've been in so far this year, winning 2 of them. Swedish international and the Danish international also reached the final in the Austrian international. But this is a real step up in quality, playing Super Series events and a Premier Super Series at Roepke Olsen, former winner of the women's doubles here at the Denmark Open.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Tian Qing, Zhao Yunlei. And on my left, Damkjaer Kruse, Roepke, Denmark. Damkjaer Kruse to serve, to Tian Qing. Double, play.
So the Danish combination of Kruse and Roepke. Up against the world number 2 ranked pair. And when you think the Danes, 20 in the world ranking, in fact down 2 places from last week. And Ian, I was saying that this is a real step up in quality for the Danes. I was mentioning the fact that they've won international events and reached finals of international events, which is a lower tier to the Grand Prix, and then above the Grand Prix, of course, is the Super Series, and the elite of the Super Series are these 5 premier events, of which the Yonex Denmark Open is one. But that said, the Danes have reached a semi-final of a Premier Super Series, and that was the All England earlier this year. They started the week in the qualifying event. They actually got a walkover in there, so they didn't actually play the qualifying, but then went all the way through to the semi-final at the All England in Birmingham, disposing on the number 1 seeds, Chen Wen-Sing and Chen Yu-Chin of Taipei, in the quarter-final. Also happened to beat Juala Ponapa, who recently won a bronze medal at the World Championships. And first round match against Johari and Polly of Indonesia. So it wasn't exactly All England. I mean, that was just remarkable for them to reach that stage. And we've seen glimpses of that sort of talent. And I think this week, you know, they've recaptured that sort of form. They've been promising a lot, but haven't translated that through into tournament results as perhaps we expected after the All England. But here in Denmark have really shown their class again.
They're a very talented pair. They're 2 players with a lot of talent. They've formed a very good partnership, cover the court very well between themselves, and they've got some interesting set plays. Roepke, very tall, very rangy athlete. Kruse, shorter, more compact athlete. But they're both very gifted with the racket, and they've shown great fighting quality this week as well. What I like about the young Danish pair is they play a very tactical game. They've got a lot of tactical possibilities. They're very happy to change tactics. Got good awareness, particularly Kruse going forward. She mixes the game up well. She turns the shuttle across the net. She holds, she flicks. They've got real potential as a pair, I'd say. And from the rear court, Roepke very aggressive, hits good angles, uses the height very well. Makings of a very tricky combination. I have to say today is going to be a real test for them. This Chinese pair are very, very well drilled. Both very, very good mixed players, so both very court. And I said that, both of them very solid in defence as well. It's going to be a tough ask to break them down.
Yes, wouldn't disagree with that.
Having said that, like I say, the Danish, they bring a lot of different weapons to the table. They've got a lot of variety in their game. It's very nice to see. Good pair to watch.
Yes, of course, Mary Roepke, daughter of a very famous badminton player, Lena Koppen from Denmark, who won 8 titles here at the Denmark Open, 5 singles and 3 mixed doubles.
Defence, very difficult to get through them with one shot. You've got to use change of direction, change of angle, bring variety to the game. If you're just hitting onto the defence, you're not going to get through. You've got to move them first, create some space, switch directions. Yeah, that's better variety. Half smash, followed by the full smash, the change of pace, getting the mistake from the defence.
And of course, these two pairs have played each other once previously. And that was in the second round of the Singapore Super Series event earlier this year. 2 straight games. It was really rather Chinese combination, 21-13, 21-14.
That's good defence. This time it's the Chinese pair guilty of hitting onto the defence. She was set up on the backhand side. It was hit to the backhand side, and she found a lovely angle down the.
Yeah, good powerful smash from Tian Qing.
Yeah, short lift here. That's a short defensive lift. Not giving herself much chance in defence there.
2-16. That smash. Record this week is 2-21 by a female player.
Yeah, just pushing up to get those down. Can't afford to push up to the mid-court and give easy opportunities like that.
Control at the front of the court. We saw that in the mixed doubles semi, didn't we, from Zhao Yunlei.
Yeah, that's good touch.
Vi skal sørge for på modtagninger, så vi bliver spillet tynden på den næste. Hellere få sat den i gang, og der er plads i mixpunkter, og der er plads i de dybe hjørner, men de må helst ikke gå opad. Så hellere dumme. Defensiven er rigtig god, når vi får flyttet dem, og så kommer ind med enten den lige flade, eller får stoppet af i forhold til. Nede bagfra rigtig mange variationer. Super, når du får varieret med et drop også, og så kommer med noget bagefter. Okay? Det må du også gerne, Line. Du skal være klar her. Okay? Når vi slipper til dem, så sørg for at være 100% klar på, at der ligger en mulighed i at slå kontra. Okay? Kan vi sagtens der, piger? Kom så.
Too short, not giving themselves chance in defence. They're going to lift, they need to just lift a little bit higher, make sure they push their opponents into the rear court. As you can see, that's intercepted almost halfway up the court.
Yeah, there's too many easy points gifted away.
Yeah. A few signs of nerves early on in this game. The young Danish pair, big occasion on in their own tournament.
And then the luck of the net cord, but she created her own luck there, in all honesty.
First lift too short. And then good intensity from the Chinese pair, keeping the shuttle coming down, keeping the attack in position.
Of 6 straight points. The number 2 seeds, it really has put a different complexion on this opening game.
Good return. Got away with it this time, but again the return of serve from Kruse is just too high. Just pushing up. See that Zhao was able to take it above net height, and she'll be disappointed that she couldn't follow up and take advantage of the second shuttle there.
Goodness me, Tian Qing down on the floor there as she played that shot.
Yeah, stayed high up the court, didn't she, behind it? Look, went for the crouch defence. Made the shot, but lost her balance. That's better defence there, changing the direction. Good cross-court defence, using good there. Allows the partner to get forward and get aggressive in the forecourt.
That's nice. Yeah, but so too was that block from Tian Qing.
17-10.
Deflection moving the top of the tape, still controlled.
Good awareness in defence, found the space. Saw Kruse backing off a little bit. Yeah, again, that's good. Chinese hitting onto the defence of Kruse there. She takes full. She wants to defend on the backhand side. It's hit there. And that's a good cross-court drive into the space.
Both these Danish players were quarter-finalists at the Denmark Open last year, but with different partners. And this new territory on home soil, first ever semi-final. That's a waste, isn't it?
It is. It is. Done well to win the previous point and then just waste the advantage.
Yeah, I have to say I'm very impressed in just finding the open spaces. Look at that. Great awareness. 2 points from the opening game now, the number 2 seeds.
Yeah, Kruse just having some problems on return of serve, isn't she? They're serving into the tee against her in that left court and just having to push the shuttle up all the time.
Oh, that was going miles out. Yeah, but good work there from Kruse.
Yep, she reads the game well going forwards. When she hits a good length here, she's able to follow it in, take advantage. That's good doubles. Yeah, that's short again, though. Pay the penalty.
Yes, and it means that the opening game goes to Tian Qing and Zhao Yunlei of China. 12 in just 14 minutes of play.
Vi skal være klar til at give los her. Vi holder en lille smule igen, synes jeg. Okay. Hellere investere det hele, og så må det briste eller bære. Når vi... Hvad? Sørg for at forstå bag. Det virker som om, jeg er længde på. Det er svært at se, når jeg prøver, hvor jeg sidder. Men nogle gange, når I rammer dårligt, så får det selvfølgelig kort, og så er det sværere. Men det står meget mod linjer.
Coach won the women's doubles here at this tournament back in 1996 and the mixed doubles in 2000.
Så den anden kan komme op og dæmme af for det. Ja, og skal vi altså tro på det her? Vi holder en lille smule igen. Og gerne.
That didn't sound too healthy. The cough there from Kruse.
Samme system som i går, men når vi kommer langt frem banen, så må vi slå med lidt vinkler for at komme igennem. Netmanden trække med ud. Okay. Men god tålmodighed nede bagfra. Okay. Fint med. Ja, kan sagtens være med her. Okay.
Not getting much of a response from Roepke.
I må gerne få et par ud mod venstre skulder og sådan ting. Når de kommer ud mod tid, så trykker de hårdt mod hjørner på jer, og der er ikke svært at komme ud af presset. Der er en lille variation på i saven, så den bare rammer ind omkring, hvor de skal ind og vælge.
Both girls there sounds like they got a bit of a cold, didn't they? Yeah, trying to get them moving, get them motivated. Just guilty of being a little bit static there. Just a little bit of a nervous start, and they didn't quite get the game rolled out in that. You certainly need to get Kruse moving forward into the mid-court, trying to anticipate, and there it is. There we see it. Couldn't finish it this time. Yeah, better work. To say Kruse in the second half of the first game take the initiative in the front court, but Roepke's just a little bit static, not really responding to a partner's movements at the moment. There's better width in defence.
Oh, great defence. Goodness me, from Zhao Yunlei. That was extraordinary.
This is a super defensive shot here, but we'll see that she wants to defend on that backhand side, and Roepke's hit it straight into a defensive zone. Pick your position of the smash a little bit better than that.
Well, once again, Zhao Yunlei, as we saw in the mixed doubles, very quick to indicate with her arms that she thought that the shuttle was long of the back line.
Umpire's not said anything there because she was spreading her arms before the call was made, and that's trying to lead the linesman.
It's the rules to try and influence the line judge's decision.
That's good. And nice to see Kruse moving forward onto that. In the front court. That's a strength. Yeah, better service as well.
influence the game there.
It just seems to be a habit she's got, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That she makes the call. That's good doubles. Yeah, I just think more experienced opponents would probably be pointing it out to the umpire, just asking the umpire for signalling to the linesman. Mistake from Roepke. It's Roepke that struggled to get into this game a little bit, Jill. Kruse has been trying to make things happen a little bit. Okay, she's made 1 or 2 errors, but she's trying to be positive. And Roepke's not really got into this game at all yet.
Flick serve is long.
Crowd trying to get behind them, get them moving, get them motivated. Again, Roepke just a little bit slow to react with the racket there. Push onto the body. Couldn't get a racket into the correct position.
Yes, I've noticed the Chinese pair on several occasions are really stepping forward on the defence, looking as if they're going to use the... I think that is just causing 1 or 2 problems for the Danes. Not quite sure what to do in response to that. It's a delightful drop.
Yeah, the Chinese concentrate. I'm sure the coach has noticed that Roepke's just struggling a little bit. Here it's the drop in front. She's just a little bit planted, isn't she, with her footwork? No real rhythm to her game at the moment.
Chinese were trying to exploit that lack of movement off the base position of Roepke. They dropped in front of her in that rally.
Missed another one. She just needs one of those to go for at the moment, just to get her confidence up a little bit. There's a chance.
What a great low serve from Tian Qing, and a run of 6 straight points. You just sort of thought, well, I suppose champions, isn't it? The fact that the Chinese pair, it was 5-4, and sensing the danger, just upped the tempo. 6 straight points, get to the mid-game interval.
Yeah, big difference here when we're watching this coach Enrica working really hard. Get her girls up, her heads up, get positive. But the difference between the more experienced Danish players who were talking back to the coach, giving their own opinion and everything. Not one word from the two girls there, really. Very passive. Just struggling to deal with it. I'm sure they've put pressure on themselves. Home crowd, I'm sure they want to do well, desperate to do well, but there's just a little bit lost for ideas, and they're playing at the moment.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and it's a very solid performance from the Chinese pair. They know they haven't got to take too many risks here. They're playing with a good margin for error, keeping the shuttle on the court, keeping the pressure on the young Danes, not giving them many opportunities to get back into this game.
I do think that this player, Tian Qing, you know, for so many years she was playing with Pan Pan, and whilst they were a good pair, they never really did anything exceptional. And now she's teamed up with Zhao Yunlei, came together at the Asian Games last year. Gold medal. I mean, it was absolutely sensational. First tournament of this year, the Malaysian Super Series, they won that as well. And I really think that Tian Qing has blossomed, having a new partner and perhaps the experience of the Asian Games. Since then, she's always been highly regarded by head coach Lee Yong-bo, because he's always said that she's flexible in her style and character. She can play. It's reflected in the fact that she's won 8 career titles with 4 different partners.
Yeah, she's a player, as you say, who's been around a long time. Slight difference. Sometimes you struggle to follow the logic behind some of the Chinese selection, where they've discarded some very, very good ladies singles players, players that have won, you know, medals on the world stage, whereas they've persevered with Tian Qing and they've been rewarded for it, because as you but for many years, you know, she played the circuit without any success at all, really.
Yeah. Well, this is a run of 10 straight points from 4. That's 11 straight points.
16-4.
Yeah, I'm afraid the young Danish pair have never been allowed to settle into this match. They're a better pair than this, that's for sure. Maybe just the weight of expectation in front of a home crowd, put pressure on themselves. They've just never really been able to roll out their own game.
Yeah.
It's another error, created the opportunity this time but couldn't take it. I'm afraid it's drifting away quickly now.
What should the Danish players do? I mean, it's looks as if winning this match is beyond them, quite frankly. I mean, there's no point trying to pretend that suddenly they could turn this around. They're too far down, but they've got to learn from this experience. And would you like to see them trying to do something different?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit late now. I think the problem's probably in the preparation, getting the mental side of the game right going on to this game. They should be able to come on against the world #2 pair in a semi-crowd and play free.
Yes.
And there's something wrong here, because they haven't been able to play free. They've looked under pressure from the first point.
Yeah.
So there's something wrong. There's something they can learn there. And again, in the first game, where they started to make 1 or 2 mistakes, they needed to go to the rear court a little bit, play some longer rallies and work their way into the match, which they never.
Well, this is extraordinary now. 14 straight points. Well, she's hit one at 2:16 in this match in the opening game, did Tian Qing. And really break the run of points by an hour from their opponents.
After 14 points on serve, I think her partner wasn't happy with the mistake on service. She got told off there. I can't.
Now, 15 match points.
Match point 5.
Yep, that'll do nicely. Oh, real demonstration. The World Championship silver medalists, number 2 seeds Tian Qing and Zhao Yunlei from 5
Match won by Tian Qing, Zhao Yunlei.
in that second game.
1-5. Thank you. Thank you.
16 of the next 17 points. Runaway winners, 21-12, 21-5 in just 30 minutes of play. Do look a good pair. So much attention has been with their teammates, Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang. But I reckon this Danish pair, with that sort of form that they've shown today, could challenge even their teammates. The Chinese pair, I think, in their style of play, just been talking about the world champions, Wang Xiang. And both these Chinese pairs, the pair we've watched and the world champions, I think are taking women's doubles to a new level, because we've known for years that women's doubles players have wonderful defences. Now the whole game is based around the attacking play.
Yes, there's a marked difference in ladies doubles over the last couple of years. As you say, this current crop of Chinese ladies pairs are really taking it on. It's no longer the slow, long rallies, waiting for opportunities to counter-attack on defence. These pairs, they take the initiative, they want to play attacking, aggressive badminton, and it's making for a much better spectacle. Let's hope some of the other countries can take the lead and step up and challenge them.
Yes, because there's just been too much of an assumption, I think, in recent years that China dominate the women's doubles, and you're right, I don't think enough countries have taken up the challenge.
No, and I think in the ladies singles event we're seeing some countries come in now and saying, well, actually we can compete with this. It's good, there's a good crop of young through, and what we want now is some doubles players coming through who'll challenge this Chinese supremacy.
So that victory, 21-12, 21-5, secures the number 2 seeds berth in tomorrow's final. Tian Qing and Zhao Yunlei. And you can see in the top half of the draw, Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang, the number 1 seeds, the world champions, on match point. And in fact, I've just converted match points. So the women's doubles final tomorrow will be a repeat of the World Championship final. A repeat also of the Asian Games final.